Hey, you guys. I hope you guys are doing good. Can y'all hear me? Because I just plugged in my other microphone. Make sure you guys can hear me. Okay, good. I hope you guys are doing well today. When I tell you, I have been exhausted all this week. It's been a long week from everything, just from the housewarming all weekend. It was like a blessing just to kind of get like everybody together, my family, my friends. As y'all know, Janisa and Zulika came out here as well. And they came out here because they knew that I was building last year when I was talking to them. And they said that, whenever everything was done, they wanted to come to the housewarming. So they came, and Troyce also came as well. So we had a really good time. The weather is so bipolar, like all last week, like Labor Day, let me see that Friday, we went to the fair, Sunday. So like that whole little last weekend was like 97, 98 on that Sunday before Labor Day. It was like it hit over like 102 degrees. Then the next day was like 100 degrees. It was just burning up here. It wasn't as bad as like Texas and Arizona. Then literally like the day they left, it's been like down in like the 70s. Like today I'm wearing a sweater. When the other day it's like we couldn't even breathe. It was so hot. So I don't know what the hell is going on with the global warming and everything else, but I still been trying to keep it with the news as far as like a lot of fires. There's more COVID coming down the pipeline. They're talking about, possibly masking again and shutting things down. I have been seeing some people, wearing masks already. I know there has been like a few of my family members who were sick and were running like 102-degree fevers and stuff like that, some of the little kids. So just be careful. They're saying that stuff is back. I'm hoping it's not true. I don't want to deal with any more lockdowns. It's like between that and then like all the things that's going on with a lot of these athletes with like the heart conditions and the whole, the vaccine conspiracies. I think a lot of people are just COVIDed out. It's like nobody even wants to hear anything about like a new strain and what's going on. So yeah, somebody said lockdowns right in time for the elections. Uni says her son has COVID. Yeah, I'm hearing that it's bad for like a lot of people, and it's mainly like young people who are getting it. So I don't know. Just continue staying safe, wash your hands, you know what I'm saying? Stay hydrated, all that stuff, because it's a lot going on. And then also the hurricanes. This is gonna be like one of like the worst hurricane season. Hurricane Lee is going towards the Caribbeans right now. I'm not sure if it's gonna end up hitting Florida or hit more towards the Carolinas, but there's a lot going on with hurricane season. And even after Hurricane Lee, there's another one coming after that. So somebody said they can't hear me. Can y'all still hear me, or did it go out? Okay, you can still hear me? Okay.
Wait,
You might want to come out and then come back in if you're having issues hearing me. But yeah, Cam, he says these insurance companies are pulling out of different states. Yes. That's one thing that people have to be aware about, especially like, with everybody trying to buy homes, build homes. That is one thing I really, really researched before I wanted to build. And I talked to quite a few people who had, homes and stuff in other states, who have vacation homes. And one thing everybody told me, like this was 5 years ago before I even started any building process. Do not build in Florida, do not build in Cali, just because the insurance at the time was super sky high. And even then, even if you were lucky enough to get insurance, a lot of times it's like pulling teeth trying to get them to pay. So, like I told you guys before, one of my friends, she owned a vacation property, her and her husband down in it was Stanverson, something in Florida. It's where Hurricane Ivan hit, and it totally decimated everything. And they had insurance. It's been over a year. Insurance has still not paid them. That island is still really, really devastated. But again, if you miss your insurance payment, they're on you, they're calling you, they're threatening to cancel. But then when you need them to pay up, they're not paying up. So now, because of these disasters coming one after another, between the fires, the hurricanes that are going on in Florida and California, a lot of companies are now pulling out. So if you're choosing to buy a home or build in these states, you're almost on your own. So if anything happens, they're not going to come out to assess the land, to pay anything. So just be very mindful of that. You know, even if you're renting property, be very mindful. Make sure you guys are asking the right questions. Is the property insured? Are you able to get rental insurance on your property? Because a lot of insurance companies have literally gone bankrupt over the past 5 years, having to pay out all these claims. So be very, very mindful of that as well. So this is a get it off your chest. So we're going to talk about whatever you all want to talk about. So just feel free to raise your hands, and I'm going to start calling on people one at a time here. Let's see. Mel says, I had a friend who had property in Cali. She sold it just in time. I cannot imagine fighting with the insurance to fix stuff after a catastrophe. Yeah, it is the worst. And like I said, I talked to my friend about maybe 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, you know, what is the update? What are they saying? She was like, nothing. Like at this point, they literally told her, we don't have any money. There's nothing we can do. You know, when we can get some money, then you guys will receive it. But, you know, lucky for her and her husband, you know, they have money. So their main home is in Minnesota. But imagine if that's your only home and they're just telling you there's nothing they can do. You know, so it's a lot of people right now, like really going through it because all these storms. So let me go ahead and start with Deja Diva. Go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Hey, team.
Hey, sis, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm eating my Chipotle, girl. You know, they tried to skip me on my chicken. I said, bitch, I'm gonna need more chicken. I'm trying to tell you. But I needed some advice. Girl, so long story short, and I'm gonna bust around through it, I got evicted because I had lost my job.
Oh, wow.
I lost my job. Then I got a new job, and by the time I started, it was too late because it was already too late in the process. So I'm doing my little homeless bitch chronicles. I'm just filming the process of getting my life together. I am staying with a family friend, and she has written up the rules. She's well intended, and I think she's trying to help me get my finances in order. But she's been asking me for screenshots on my savings account to make sure I've been keeping up with it. She told me if I don't save the amount of money I said I was going to save by specific days, that I would have 15 days to move out. I pay rent. I'm renting the room from her. And she did a room inspection while I was with my friends on Monday for Labor's Day. And I didn't know we was getting room inspections at this place. That's not what I agreed. I pay $500 a month for the room. And then in the agreement, she said, you're not a tenant. We're not roommates. You are a guest in my house. And I'm like, for all of this, she could have probably just said, no, you can't stay here. But I talked to my therapist about it Tuesday, and she thinks that my privacy is being invaded, and that it's inappropriate. What do you think about my current living situation? Because I need to make a decision by the 21st.
Now, let me say this. I've had a lot of people stay with me over the years. Like, I've just always been that type, you know. A lot of the people who stay with me has been like my ex-husband's side of the family. Like they've always needed a place to stay, or somebody's going through something, somebody got put out. And then as my kids got older, a lot of their friends have stayed with me off and on. I think my oldest son's senior year, like one of his friends, the mom just decided to move, and he wanted to finish school in our same neighborhood and stay on the football team. And you know, she just moved into a 1-bedroom like she didn't have a kid, you know, just, you know, you figure it out. So he lived with me his senior year, you know, so I've always had people stay with us off and on. All the kids know they can crash here when they need to, when they're into with their parents or whatever. But even when people have stayed with me, especially if they're paying money now, as far as like kids, I don't charge kids. So I've never had like any seniors or, any of their friends stay here while I'm charging them money. I feel like they're one of my kids. So if you need a place to stay, you need a place to stay, right? I'd rather they stack up their money. But when I've had adults stay with me, if you are renting a room, that is your room. The only thing I ask is that you keep it clean. I don't do bugs. I'm not cleaning up after you. But as far as that's your space, if you're renting that room, that is your room. So it shouldn't be where she's going in there and checking stuff and going through your stuff because you're already uncomfortable. Like most adults don't want to live with other adults. You're usually living with you're usually living with somebody because you're on hard times. So you don't want somebody to feel like they're a prisoner, like BL said, like you're on probation, like it's a halfway house. If you want to be accommodating to me, then be accommodating. Like even like showing her your savings is weird. Like I can see when you first moved in to show like, okay, you'll be able to pay the room for next month, but like to constantly have to show her like your money, and I don't know, I just feel like that's a bit much.
Yeah, she made me share my Excel spreadsheet of my new budget that me and my sister wrote out for me. Because my sister's a finance, she graduated bachelor's of finance, so she helped me with my budget. And she asked me to share the budget with her.
Mm-hmm.
And that was I don't know. I'm starting to feel that feeling in my stomach that I need to figure out a new place to stay. Mm-hmm. My best friend has a 2-bedroom apartment, and I was asking if I could just split her whole utilities with her. It'll be the same amount that I'm paying now. Right. So, and I understand it's her house and it's her rules and all these other things, but I didn't sign an agreement. It's an oral lease. Like I pay $500 a month to rent this room. And but the thing is, she told me not to bring any cooking stuff, like cookware and stuff like that, because she has too much and she does have shit everywhere. But every time I cook, she is micromanaging me in the kitchen. And the reason why I'm eating Chipotle now is because it's the healthiest option and the cheaper option for me to stay on budget, because I can't buy groceries because all of her shit is stacked to the top of the brim, and I don't feel comfortable cooking. And I need to, A, I have a diet plan that I'm working on, and B, I'm trying to stay on my budget with my grocery bill. So those are the things. Like I can't cook. I can't cook. I clean up every day my room, and I clean up the bathroom every week. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to figure out, like, my therapist says that she thinks that the living arrangement that I'm put under is a little inappropriate.
Yeah, I think I would give it a few weeks, right? Or a month. Sorry, we still have like gnats that have flown in here from this weekend, everybody coming in and out. I would start stacking up to leave. I'm gonna say like this. When I lived in LA, I had to do the roommate thing when I first moved out there. I lived in my car. I was homeless for a while. I went from being homeless to living with the roommate. And the first lady was very bipolar. Like I had my own room, own bathroom, kept stuff clean. I remember one day I was running late and I happened to have a bowl of cereal and I left it in the sink. I didn't wash it right away because I had to be at an audition. But in LA, if you're on time, you're late. And I figured, okay, when I come back, I'm gonna wash it. Like I've never left dishes in her sink. It wasn't a pot, it was literally a bowl. And she caught me like going off, how dare you leave a bowl in my sink? And I told you I don't want any dishes in here. Like going off as if this is something I had done like several times. And I'm like, you're snapping like I'm not going to be on set for 30 hours. I'm literally going to an audition and I'm coming right back. I will wash the bowl. Once she started talking to me like I was a kid or like I hadn't, you know what I mean? Like I just like left your place just filthy. I'm like, yep, it's time for me to go. At the end of the day, you have to feel comfortable where you're at.
Yes.
And no adult wants to feel like they're walking on eggshells, you know what I'm saying? Or being, like you said, micromanaged. And so once I just started feeling uncomfortable, I'm like, yep, it's time to go. So like the roommate thing, like I don't mind people moving with me, but I really don't like moving in with other people. Because even like from the time I was 18, I've always lived on my own. So it's very weird as an adult to do the roommate thing in LA. So I probably roommated like a total of 3 months. And then it was like, nope, I got to get my own place. Just because people will start making you feel uncomfortable. And, when you're bringing stuff in, they're looking at everything you're bringing in. And, yeah,
Exactly.
this is your side of the fridge. And I don't know, it's just weird. Like, I've just always been the type, mi casa is su casa. Like, if you're staying with me, you're staying with me. The only thing I expect is that you keep the house clean. Like, I should
Yes.
come home and do a bunch of dishes.
I'm actually
Yeah,
I'm
you have the
cleaner
whole
than
day.
her.
Yeah.
I'm low-key cleaner than her as a person. She is 20 years my senior. She's 45 years old and she's a friend of my aunt's, but I just like, I'm not planning. I told her I gave her a date. Like, this is the date I plan on moving out. And I gave her that within the first 2 weeks of me staying there. So it's a whole thing. I know I'm trying to get I have a full-time job, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I have it's a new job, but I have a full-time job. I have stable income. I have my own car. I've been paying my own bills by myself since I was like 19, 18 years old. So, I mean, I just had a stumbling block and I was driving for Uber. I got into a car wreck, couldn't drive for Uber anymore. And then I had to just wait 2-3 months until my first day started for my job because I had got the job months before I actually started. Does that make sense? So that was my situation. And I just really wanted to ask you like some pointers. Maybe you had some advice. Because I really feel like I need to probably just ask my best friend and see what she says. And I've been looking at sublets and subleases on Facebook and everything all like for weeks. So I could just have some place to go because I don't think I'm going to be able to do this forever. And I also don't know if it's going to be conducive to my therapy journey.
And if you're saying that her house is like really cluttered, like I don't like.
Yeah, it's not dirty, it's junky though.
It's just junk, clutter. I don't like living in other people's filth. Like, I'm very OCD. So it's like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, no. I would say start just stacking up and start looking for something else because you want to feel comfortable when you come home, wherever that home is. You don't want to feel like you're on eggshells, like you can't just, let your hair down. Or like if you feel like you have to spend more time away from where you're paying rent, that's not a good thing.
I literally every day and go to a hotel and put in applications for a second job.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you start where it's like, there were times when I lived with this roommate where I would just be like, I was working every day on set for like literally 12, 13 hours. So the only thing I really did there was just sleep, just because I didn't really want to like bump into her. You know what I mean? Because it just started getting really weird. So yeah, look for possible other roommates, like you said, subletting. There are people right now who need a second roommate, who need somebody to help take half of the bills, you know what I'm saying, help them with like their apartment. And what you're paying, that really should be half of the apartment, not just a room. Like I thought you were probably paying her like $100, $200 for the room, but $500, that should be like literally you should have access to half of that.
Well, it's a house. It's a house. Like she has a mortgage, but I don't know if that is relevant to what you just said.
Yeah, like she should be allowing you to do more. You know what I mean? It shouldn't just be like you just had that room for $500. So I just think she's low-key taking advantage and she wants to have her cake and eat it too. She wants your money, but then she also wants to be in your business. And then she doesn't want you to feel too comfortable staying there. So I would definitely start looking at something else. Maybe talk to your friend and you guys just go half on the 2-bedroom apartment. She pays half of the utilities and the bills, you pay the other half. And I think that would be easier than staying where you're not comfortable. Even
I can stay on my savings goal because based off of if I move with my best friend, I know how much I'd have to pay, and I can still be consistent with the savings goal so I can get my own place and get this monkey off my back.
Right. And even somebody said in Cali they're charging $1,000 for rooms plus utilities. I can believe that. Cali's so expensive.
That's why I live in Texas, baby.
Yeah, that is crazy. But yeah, I mean, and even like you can look at certain places too, like hotels. People are saying extended stays. Also check with the church. Social services. Sometimes they have things like that too, where they have like temporary housing where you can stay there for like a month or two to get back on your feet. So those are options as well if they're not booked up. But that's definitely something you can look into. But I would definitely look around for like other people to room with, because let's keep it real. We are living a day and age right now where a lot of people are struggling with like their rent, their mortgages, and they can use the extra help. They can use the extra income. But there also has to be some give and take. You know what I mean? You can't want my money, but then it's like I'm walking on eggshells. I can't do this. I can't get milk. You know what I mean? So it has to be comfortable for you. So I don't think that you're doing anything wrong. I mean, the fact that you have to spend extra money on Chipotle to eat because you don't feel comfortable cooking in their home and there's not room for you to bring your own groceries in, like that's insane.
Yeah, I'm in my car right now because like I just, and for me, I'm not angry with her. I'm not upset with her.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it was probably a little breach of privacy until I spoke to my therapist 2 days ago. And she said, she was like, I don't like that. She Black. She was like, I don't like that. I was like, okay. And I'm trying to do my journey. I'm trying to get my mental, my body, my finances. This is my year to get the shit done. And I just find that I think people think that I'm comfortable. I'm not comfortable. I work every single day from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. I work from home and I'm trying to get a secondary income so I can, invest in my music and double my savings so I can get an apartment even quicker, my own place. I just got from my own place. I just fell on hard times,
Right. Okay. Well, Deja, thank you so much for calling in, sis, and good luck with everything. We definitely gonna keep you in prayer and keep us updated. I hope you end up finding something else soon. All right. Bye, sis. All right. Yeah, it is. It's a lot, especially like with the whole roommate situation. You want to be comfortable, and you have people who take advantage when they know that you're down and out. And my thing is, if you're trying to help somebody, really help them. Because again, don't no grown adult want to live with another adult if you don't have to. So when people are coming to stay with you, it's because they are at their lowest. They feel bad enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so that's the worst, when people try and make you like, yell at you about silly stuff. So when I tell you shit, God is good, because I've been in them situations and it's no joke where people feel like they got one up on you because, the apartment is in their name and you need a place to stay. So let me go ahead and bring on Miss Scully B. Go ahead and unmute your microphone. Hello? You might want to go. Hello? You there?
Say quick FYI, Marquis is here. I don't know if you want to make her a co-host or not.
Oh, okay. Yep, I see.
Since she's here. Thank you.
Gosh. Sorry.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Can y'all hear me? Oh, wait.
No, we can't hear you.
You still can't hear me?
It's like really low.
Shoot. Give me 1 second. Call me again in about 1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay. All right, let me go ahead and bring on Camille. Auntie Camille, go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Hey T.
Hey, how are you?
I'm tired and stressed, but it's good to be here though, because yeah. Well, I just really wanted to pop in and say hi because I have missed a few Zoom meetings. And I always do this where my thoughts jump all over the place. But I do want to, just send some support to the previous caller, because I know that's not an easy situation. And hopefully the thing with her best friend will work out just in the meantime, because like you said, I tried to do a roommate situation. It was back when Christian was little and my friend had a son, and girl, I had moved in and then moved out about 2 months later. Because, I probably just shouldn't be living with anybody, but she had made me feel really uncomfortable, and I was paying, but so I really feel for that young lady, because yeah, when you're paying, you really shouldn't be feeling uncomfortable. But good luck. I'm glad she already has her new job and everything. The other thing I wanted to say is I mean, you're always super beautiful and everything like that, but those pictures from when you guys were at the fair and everything this past weekend, you
Oh,
look so amazing. It's inspiration, as always, inspirational. So I can try to get, I don't know, I was never, thin like that, but I do want to get back into a two-piece for next summer
I know
because
that.
my stomach is just big. Anyways, but you look amazing, TT.
Thank you so much, Camilla. I appreciate it.
I love how determined you are. You actually make things happen. I'm sitting over here supposed to be working, but my work computer is acting up. So, but we're just doing overtime. So, I mean, that's one thing I would just express because this is like a safe space to talk about is because it's only 6:30 here out west, but I have to do like basically 50-hour work weeks or around a little less than 50-hour work weeks just to make like enough money where I can kind of feel comfortable spending. So that's kind of like first I was like, okay, well that's good once I figured out what the number was, but I'm just like sometimes I'm tired or I just want to like, chill or work on my second business that I'm trying to or my business that I'm trying to do. Um but it's a blessing still, but I'm still trying to figure out like
Are you
how to make it.
liking Vegas? Because I know you moved from Vegas to Cali. So do you feel like it's better because I know it's a lot cheaper in Vegas than it is in Cali? So do you feel
Yeah,
like that's better for you as far as financially?
it is. I mean, really, I kind of just made a lateral move financially, which, because of around, the time that I decided to move is me, my dad, and Christian here. So we have a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath house, and it's comfortable. As far as, like, because there was a time where I didn't have my own space, or even with me and Christian, we're just in our apartment. It was just a 1-bedroom. So I mean that I'm much happier here in Vegas, except for the summer was hot, child. It was
Yeah, it was hot
horrible.
everywhere.
But yeah, I'm just tired and stressed. I honestly I feel like after I had Christian, a lot of people see like me bossing up and kind of going from being like, a partier to, responsible mom. And then it's just like I just feel like more and more responsibilities are kind of just being added on top of just me taking care of, me and him. So and I'm like, I don't want to get like wrinkles and be frowning and be feeling resentful all the time. But and I know some of it is just a part of life. But I'm also trying to just stay as cute as possible for as long as possible. So I'm trying to do, yeah. So I went and got the body sculpting thing the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't notice much, and I also joined a personal training gym. So, just to do some things to give to myself. And this is something too you could definitely speak on. One, I did want to maybe kind of look more into advice on credit, but I'm thinking I would probably need to downsize to a cheaper, more smaller place so that I could have excess money to pay off past debts and stuff like that. Because sometimes you just kind of like put it on the back burner and bills are, basically just meeting how much money that I make. So, how you can know what to do, but if you're not doing it, it's not making the credit situation better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but also too, I was thinking like to try to like, get out of having a broke mentality. Like I kind of get like, okay, I just thanks, Marquis. Just got paid, but then I don't want to spend any money. But sometimes I think if you think abundantly, then money will come to you. So hopefully send good vibes on that one. Take care, everybody. Love
Even
you, T.
love you too. Even before you go, I think maybe you can look at like maybe not spending all the time, but putting money aside for something you really want to do. So like, for example, let's say you want to go on a cruise or, just something to like treat yourself, so you have that money just put aside, even if it's like $50 from each paycheck, put that aside. So that way it's not like, okay, I got paid today, I'm about to go get an outfit. I got paid today, I'm gonna get my hair done. I got paid today, put $50 to the side. I got paid today, put $50 to the side. And then look back in 6 months and you'll see how big that pot is. And then there's something more that you can do. Then at that point, you can like really take yourself out, do a full spa day, do something where it's like, okay, I really see the money that I saved and what I was able to do with it. And, you know, just relax and pamper yourself, you know, based on what you saved, as opposed to just spending it as soon as you get it. You know what I mean? Like saving it up and then
Yes.
something big. And, you know, just so that'll be like a nice little break for you because you seem stressed. So, you know, just something to
I am.
clear your mind and, you know, and it also gives you like something to obtain. Like, let's say, okay, by the time spring comes, you want to go on vacation down to Florida, or you want to go like on a trip, or, you know, just something like that. And you have the money saved, it's off to the side, your bills are paid, you know, it's only $50 from each paycheck. And you'll see how much that will turn into like a decent pot that you can do something with. Or even if you don't spend it on a vacation, using that to pay your debt, your credit card bills, you know, stuff like that. So just some tips.
I knew to bring it up, even though I felt like, I don't know, it's hard to ask for help, but that's something small so it's not super overwhelming. And then, you know, in a few months, which isn't too long, you see a bigger reward.
Right.
So much love. I really appreciate that. That's making me smile just thinking about having that goal in mind.
Definitely.
Thank you, T. I
You're
love you,
welcome.
Discord.
Love you too. Hang in there, sis. We'll talk to you later. All right. I don't know where Scully went. I think she just disappeared. Okay. Marie Antoinette.
Hello,
Hey,
can you hear
sis.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
How are y'all?
Good. You look tired and comfortable.
Yeah, I'm dealing with my dad passed away on Monday.
Oh,
Um it's it's
I'm
kind of hard because
sorry.
we didn't have the best we didn't have the best relationship from the time I moved to Georgia. I'm from Michigan, and we reconnected when I found out he had cancer back in May, and we've been talking. And I was in Michigan in July for my family reunion, and the day that I was supposed to see him, he got released from the rehab facility and he went back home. And at that point, he was like, "No, I don't want you to come by." And my aunt was like, "I don't think he wants you to come by because of his living situations. I think he was embarrassed about how untidy his house got because he couldn't do anything." And you know, I respected his wishes, and I didn't come by. We FaceTime, but I thought I had more time to like reconnect with him and build like what we didn't have for so long. And now I just don't have it. Like he's gone. And then the way I found out is just like people were posting it on Facebook before I even knew about it. And it's like, why couldn't y'all give me the decency to even just call me and give me that information before I'm bombarded with phone calls and text messages from all of these people? And it's like, I get that y'all are my family, but like, damn, like there was no thought about me, his sisters, his brothers, like nobody. It was just like, we just gonna post this.
Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that, sis.
I
Wow.
appreciate you too. Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of feelings because, like I said, we didn't have the best relationship, so it's more of a mourning for what I didn't have and what I so badly wanted over what I lost.
Were you guys able to talk before he passed about like, you know, just everything you went through, like the abandonment and him not really being there? Like, did he acknowledge your feelings? Were y'all able to really talk about that stuff?
Um, I was, I tried to express it to him. I know he understood, but at that point, he had lung cancer and it was getting so bad that he's been on oxygen for a while that he wasn't able to fully talk back without, extreme struggle. So it was hard for him to talk back, but I was able to express myself. And he kind of, my dad is very like kind of hard and tough. So he was like, oh, all that crying, you know, that's not what I called you for. I didn't call you for you to start crying and to, but it's like I needed to get that off my chest because I wanted him to know how I felt and that I did feel like it was unfair, but also that I always saved space for him and that I wish our relationship was different than what it was and how it's ended.
Man.
But yeah.
And this is why it is so important. You know, this is why I always preach this, and maybe I sound like a broken record, but you know, people need their fathers, they need their parents. You know, people having all these broken homes, and you know, you got a kid here, a kid there. Not saying that's your dad's situation, but you know, just in general, like people don't understand like how that really affects people, you know, throughout childhood when you are not physically there as a parent. And then it's like you're having to rebuild and you know, cultivate these relationships as adults, and there's only so much time left, and usually it's around, you know, a sickness, or you know, either the child is sick or the father is sick or the mother. And this is why, you know, we have to like really love on each other and really be there for like our kids, you know, because our kids turn into adults who go through stuff like this. So I'm really sorry, but I'm glad that at least that you guys got a chance to connect, and that at least you got to express to him, you know, how you felt, you know, you guys could make some type of amends before he passed away.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that made him feel better that you guys were at least able to connect after being estranged for so long, you know?
Yeah, it did because I'm the only child. I'm his only child. And I know it wasn't easy for him when I left. It wasn't easy for me when I left, but it was a lot as to why I moved from Michigan to Georgia. It just things could have had worked out so differently had, you know, if everybody in the situation had just been more mature about it, you know, honestly. And then I wouldn't have had to suffer. He wouldn't have had to suffer. My mom wouldn't have had to suffer. As you know, it's a lot, but I am grateful that we were able to reconnect. And I agree. Everybody should reach out to the ones that they love. You know, if there's room and space for forgiveness, you should open up that door and allow people back in. Um, even even if it's been situations where it hasn't been the best, if you really genuinely feel like there is room for growth in this person, I think that you should reach out. Life is so short. It's not promised. I thought he was getting better. The last thing I heard from the doctor was that he was stable and they were going to transfer him back to a rehab facility. And then it just got worse. So, you know, life is short. Then tell people that you love them why you can't. You can't give them back.
Well, Marie, thank you for calling in.
But thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna all
Thank you for talking.
We're definitely gonna keep you in prayer, and I just hope, you know, things start getting better. But I'm sorry about your dad. All right, love you,
Thank you.
sis.
Have a good one.
Bye. Man, whew, that's a lot. It is. It's definitely, you know, life is definitely short, and she's right. You know, like a lot of us have been through things with our parents, you know, our ups and downs and stuff like that. And me personally, I didn't always have the best relation with my dad. I mean, I went almost like probably 2 different times in my life, 5 years without talking to my dad. You know, we did not talk, none of that. And so it took me a long time to finally just like let go of like the hurt and the past and the animosity, and to just pick up and move forward. It's not easy, but I'm glad that she got that chance. I'm glad that she got that chance to reconnect with him before he passed. Because you only have one mom, you only have one dad. So let me go ahead and bring on Beat by Ray. Go ahead and unmute your microphone. Ooh, try it again.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm driving right now, so I'm not gonna be long, but I
Okay.
just wanted to come in and thank everybody and thank you for being there for me the other day. And my heart goes out to Marie because I definitely understand. Um, we just buried my dad on last Saturday.
Oh,
And
wow.
last time I called, I was telling you about how he had just passed, and I got to write him a letter to kind of express how I felt because he technically was my stepdad, even though I had his last name, because he's been with me since I was a child, since I was born actually, and I was able to write that letter to him, and I ended up putting it in the casket with him, and it was very, very healing, and I just appreciate everything, all the kind words that were said, and I just want to give out my condolences to my heart to Marie because I definitely understand. And it's crazy because I actually had 2 dreams about him after he passed, which I know was him coming to visit me. And the first time I didn't recognize him in my dream. I thought he was an imposter. Like, it was crazy. I was freaking out in my dream, but he was just looking so strong and so healthy. Because during the latter of his life, he did kind of suffer with alcoholism. So once he got diagnosed with cancer, it changed and he changed. He grew as a person, and we were just able to heal a lot of those wounds from my childhood. And the second time he came, it was after we had buried him, and he was just like, I love you from the bottom of my heart. And it really felt like I got a chance to hug him again. And it was just really, really healing. So I know it was him just coming to tell me he was okay. And we definitely gotta let go of all of the issues and the pain that we hold with our parents. And as I got older, I was able to really understand him. I understood his alcoholism, having to raise a child that wasn't his. And I butted heads with him a lot. I'm a Sagittarius, so I don't do well with authority, and he was a Scorpio, so it was just a lot of authority that I didn't like. But I'm so thankful that I was able to express that to him, and I just wanted to thank y'all again for just being there for me in those moments. So I really appreciate it, and I love that we have this kind of like family here, and we can all just be there for each other. So if anybody's going through anything, I'm here for y'all. I understand, and I just wanted to thank you again.
You're so welcome. And thank you for calling in and letting us know the update on your dad.
Yes, I appreciate y'all, and I'm just here for y'all whenever you need.
Definitely. Well, thank you for calling in, sis. Take care, okay?
I will.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Man, wow. Okay, let me go ahead and bring on Scully B. Go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Can y'all hear me now?
Okay, that's better.
Okay. I had to
How
change
are
my
you?
AirPods. Man. Today has been a day. It's crazy because everybody is like talking about.
Oh, you froze up. I think she's having connection issues. You froze up, sis. She might have to go out and come back in. Okay, let me go ahead and bring on Charlie 22. Go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Oh, wow. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Phew. Oh, that was a lot. I'm praying for everybody. Phew, I don't even want to say what I had to say because everybody has so much heavy stuff, but I feel like this year has been so heavy for everybody. I don't know. I'm kind of going through something as well. It's not as, of course, serious, but I don't know. I've just been in like a really stuck place. And I don't even usually talk and get up here and talk about my business, but I've just been in like a really stuck place with my ex and not being able to get over him. And I don't know. And I feel like the reason why I'm so stuck in this place is because I'm the one that broke up with him and he kind of moved on literally within like 4 weeks. He was already with another girl. And I feel like, I don't know, but I can't even blame him. Like a part of me wanted to blame him, but a part of me was like, okay, you left that door open for that, to create that, to let another woman in. And now it's been like 4 years and I'm still stuck and he's already, pretty much talking to other people still to this day, and it's so easy for him to move on. And for me, it's like I'm just stuck. No matter who I talk to, it doesn't matter. It's like they can't compare to him. And I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel stuck.
Do you feel like, being that it's been 4 years, which is a long time, would you take him back? Do you want to get back with him?
Yes, and I actually went over to his house yesterday, and I kind of even had to beg him to see him because every time I try to see him, like he's like he's not avoiding me, but he's like, "Oh, I have COVID," or "Oh, I have this," or "Oh, this." Like I feel like sometimes he's just coming up with excuses not to see me, and I don't know. I just got up. I'm sorry. Like everybody else's stories kind of got me flustered right now.
No, I mean, it's okay. Do you feel like he's the one that got away?
Yes, I do. And I feel like he was like my twin flame. Me and him were very similar with our family backgrounds. He understands me.
Why did y'all break up? Why did you want to break up?
It was me. I did it. I'm not gonna lie, another guy I was messing with before, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna be completely transparent. I wanted to mess with another guy.
Okay.
But then something hit me and I was like, okay, don't do this. That's not right. But I had already broke up with him. So I was going to break up with him, go, be with the other guy and then come back. What I thought was going to happen. But no, it didn't work out. It didn't work out like that. When I broke up with him and then I tried to get back with him like a couple of days later, he was like, yeah, no, I'm not getting back with you. And I was like, what? Like I was in shock because I was like, okay, I didn't cheat on him, because he already automatically thought it was about another guy, which it was, but I wouldn't admit that to him. I told him, oh no, I just need to work on myself, blah, blah, blah. And now he's kind of using that. He used my same excuse. He was like, oh yeah, I don't really want to be in a relationship right now. I'm working on myself and I get distracted. I was like, wow, he's like literally using the same thing I pretty much said to him in the beginning against me.
So you try to have a hot girl summer.
Yes.
And
yes.
now it's a cold girl winter.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Things happen, I think now that it's been 4 years though, and he's not with anybody, he didn't have no kids or nothing.
Almost. He got a girl pregnant and he admitted it to me. He got a girl pregnant, but the girl miscarried.
Well, that's their business, not the girlfriend. So that's your personal business. But I'm saying he doesn't have any children that are living right now.
No, not right now.
You didn't have any kids in the span of the 4 years?
No.
Okay. So what you need to do is go back and go get your man, sis. You ain't
he
got
does not
baby mama drama. Go on there, get your man, get him some roses, cook dinner, play that soft music.
T, that's the thing. He doesn't want me. I just went over the house yesterday and I wish it was that simple. I tried to get him back yesterday. I was like, oh yeah, trying to do all it nice. I'm not gonna tell you what I did, but like exactly what I did. But it didn't work. He was like, oh, I'm not ready for it. And I was like, okay, do you have other things going on? I pretty much said, are you talking to other females? Yeah. He was like, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I am. I got to talk to a few people, but it's not serious. And I was like, okay. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna clear, but he was like, I don't want to be in a relationship. He was like, I don't want to be in a relationship. And I feel like when I'm in a relationship, it distracts me, pretty much using the same thing I used when I was, to break up with him. And I was like, wow, it's kind of coming full circle. And so I'm like, now
he's learned his self-worth and he's over.
Yes. He said, F me. Oh no.
So that's what bothering you, because he's the one that you try to pursue the other guy, that didn't work out, you're trying to go back to your ex. So I mean, there's only two options. If he does not want you back, then unfortunately, sis, you're gonna have to move on. But I think, make it clear to him, and you said you tried to do that yesterday, by letting him know that you really want to be back with him, and that, did you take ownership of your mistakes and let him know? Huh?
Yes, I did. I did. And he said that. He was like, I don't want you to blame yourself. You know, you had to go through this space to get to the woman that you are now. You know, this is what I'm saying, T. He is such an understandable, loving guy. That's why it's so hard to be like mad at him. I'm like, wow, even though I did break up with him, but even him moving on super quick, even him, you know, all that, I was like, dang, I still want to be with him. He got another girl pregnant in the midst of, you know, when we broke up. I still wanted to be with him. I'm like, I don't know if I'm just stupid. I don't know if it's because I feel guilt for breaking up with him, but he's a really good guy. Like any girl that would be with him would be like, I don't know. I know it's my time.
See,
Yeah.
let a good man go. Well, again, like I said, you know, let him know, like, you know, you let him know that the door is still open, that you do want to be with him, but at the end of the day, it's, you know, it's his choice. And,
Yeah.
you know, he's feeling himself. He knows he's a good guy, and I'm sure a lot of women want him now.
Yeah, and he's attractive too, so that doesn't help.
Yeah, that doesn't help at all.
So,
Sis, you're gonna have to move on.
No, I know I don't want to.
Unfortunately, you're gonna have to move on if he's not willing to take you back. But you know what you do is you learn from this, right? So when you eventually find a good guy, you know, you gotta appreciate him and hold on to him. You know,
Yeah.
because again, you try to go where you thought the grass was greener.
Yeah.
You found out it wasn't. You know, so it's just a learning lesson. You're still young, so you'll be able to find somebody.
I don't know. I feel like I'm sorry, Marky, but I feel like the clock is ticking. I'm 28, about to be 29 in December. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I just feel like it's these guys, the dating scene is horrible. These niggas is horrible. Like, oh my gosh. But thank you, T.
Okay, you're welcome, sis. Good talking to you.
Thank you. I'll take my L. Bye.
She's I'm gonna take my L. Let me go ahead and bring on BL Sherelle. Go ahead and mute your microphone. She's I'm gonna take my L.
Hey sis.
Hey, how are you?
Boo. I'm good. I miss you. Hey sis, I miss you.
Miss you too. We ain't seen you in a while.
Girl.
Everything going good?
Hell no. Hell no.
What's going on?
So my OTF son, he turned 18 in March, right? So I'm like, all right, let me kind of sit back and see what it is who he is, right? So I kind of let the leash off him a little bit, you know, just to kind of see where he was at. And because he's a grown man, like, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, child, he got locked up. First of all, before he got locked up, he started drinking, like a lot. So I'm like, bro, what's up? So we talk, he tell me, he's very honest. He like, listen, I get angry. I have mood swings and all of a sudden, you know, for no reason. And I just drink and I drink every day. And I'm like, every day? I'm like, okay, do you want help? Do you want, you know, is there, want to do rehab, counseling, whatever? Of course, he declined. So I'm like, well, what would you do if you was me in this situation? How would you assist your child? And he like, well, I mean, I would let my kid, they kind of got to go through what they go through and they got to learn from their mistakes. And I said, you know what? I said, you're right. But Mystique, you know, these days, y'all don't get a chance to learn y'all lessons. Y'all just die. Y'all just get killed. Y'all don't get to redeem. Y'all don't have to redeem like I do or like I did. And fast forward about 2 weeks later, he gets locked up for having a gun, right?
Oh my God.
So he in 12th grade coming up right now. And I feel like I feel like I failed him so much. I've always known his whole life that I kind of always knew that he's always been so susceptible to stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Like his father's been in prison his whole life in and out. When I was in my bag in prison and all that shit in and out, he was in placements. He was on medication. When I would get him back, he would be overweight, shaking and twitching from the meds and stuff that they would put him on. I would take him off of it and he would be fine. You know, I mean, he still was bad, like, because he was who he was, but he never needed to be on these meds. So when he got to be about 12 or 13, he started smoking weed and he couldn't, he's an addict. Like he's so used to mood altering substances from being on medicine at such a young age. When he would be in those placements, they would have him on the strongest shit, lithium, Thorazine, like shit that I never even knew that they gave kids.
Right.
Yes.
Lithium?
Yes. Yes. At 8 and 7.
What?
And I feel like I've tried so much to right this wrong. I've tried so much to fix this generational curse. Like my, my relationship with my mom and shit. My mom been to jail. Me and my mom got locked up 3 times together before I was 18.
Right.
Then dad went to prison, and then I did all that time. And when I finally got out and I stayed out, I tried so hard. But my son, a he's never had a desire for life, like really. Like when he was 5, I put him on punishment when I first kind of met him, and when I first started living with him. And I was like, I'm gonna take your toys. And he was like, you can take everything. He was like, I don't want it. You can get rid of it. I took the Wii, I took the PlayStation, I took all his toys, and I'm like, no fucking way. I take everything, and he told me to get rid of it. I got rid of it, and he didn't even bat an eye. He didn't care. Nothing. So like on the positive side, when it's positive, it's like he's a simple man. He don't really want for much. He don't like dressing up, I don't gotta spend a bunch of money on clothes and all that. But on the other side, it's like it's nothing that wakes him up and drives him to, like today, it's nothing that he just enjoys. It's nothing that just makes him happy. I always felt like that was like a super threat to his quality of life, like it was nothing that I could get him excited for. And I've tried so hard to, and I'm not his biological mother. I'm his stepmother. I've been with his mother since he was 3 years old. And him and his mother just don't have a good relationship. They don't like each other. And they've lived in this house together all this time, and they just don't like each other. It's the
They don't
weirdest
talk
thing.
or nothing.
Not really, no.
Ships in the night.
Yes. And so crazy. And I remember a couple, maybe like a year ago, I sat down with my wife and I said, I feel like you are working against me with the work that I'm trying to put in with him. I feel like you are dangerous to him. And because something happened, I can't even really remember right now, but something happened that just pissed me off. He had like a moment of vulnerability with her and she didn't respond how she should have. And that shit pissed me off so much. And I could tell that it hurt him. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, I really feel like you are an enemy to me and what I'm trying to do with him. And then his father is not involved. He's like, and then, so I just feel like everybody has let him down. I guess, but me. I'm the closest person to him. He tells me everything. He loves me to death, but I don't think that's enough. I'm not his biological parent. You know what I mean? And I just don't think it's enough. So I feel so much resentment towards everybody because now that he's locked up, everybody's fucking acting all sad and shit. And when he first got locked up, my wife started hyperventilating, crying and shit. And I said, what is this? Who is this about? Is this about you right now?
Right.
If not, I don't want to. I'm like, Toya, if you don't get your shit together right now, because if this is the case, you need to be a whole different person when this boy get out. I just can't even believe that you're doing this right now. And I checked her and then she kind of righted herself, but I'm just so frustrated and I also just feel like I failed him. I failed him with the inconsistency early on. He needed like stableness and he didn't get that. Like all kids are not the same. I got another stepson who's amazing. He's going to be a pastor. He's a real estate agent. He's 20 years old. He's in real estate school, all that. He went through the same shit that my other boy went through, but it just didn't affect him the same way,
Yeah.
And I just feel so defeated. I feel so fucked up. And I also don't want to block his lesson. So like his bail was 300,000 and my wife wanted to get him out, which was great because I was like, oh wow, my wife is a very like loyal, dependable. You can count on her for that stuff, but she's not like affectionate or emotional and shit. So she like, I'm gonna get him out. And I was like, okay, we can get him out because that's $30,000. I'm like, but I don't know if I even trust to get him out. I'm like, let's just wait and see what God says. Let's let God give us a sign, because I don't want to block his lesson, by enabling and running to his, aid real quick.
Right.
And went to court yesterday. The court date got canceled, but somehow the lawyer got him out with no bond, no nothing. And he
Wow.
came home today. And I just don't know how to move forward. I feel like, on one hand, I feel like I need to do whatever it is that I can do to try and right this ship, but I've been doing that his whole life and it hasn't worked. And then on the second hand, I'm also in this place finally where I want to also heal myself and work through the shit that I got going on, in my family dynamic and, with my mom and my dad and like in my life and my health and I'm just in this moment where I kind of got to be a little more selfish, I feel like, in my life. And then this thing happens and it just throws all that off, shifts my focus all the way back to him where I guess it should be. But at the same time, it's always me on the back burner. I feel like I put other people's problems ahead of my own because I don't want to deal with my own shit. I'm that friend that everybody can call and everybody can vent and everybody can borrow money and I can strategize your whole life and all that shit, And I don't know if it's a thing where it makes me feel like I'm doing better than somebody else because their problems are worse or something, like subconsciously. But what it does is it takes my mind off of the things that I need to be working on. Right. And I've been trying to check myself about that. So it's just a lot. It's just a lot.
One, I'm just so sorry that you're going through that because I know you worked with him, ever since me and you started talking. You've been on him and just trying to, there's no, like I always say, it's better to learn from the mistakes of other people so you're not destined to repeat them. And we all know the mistakes that you've made, right? Growing up, you've talked to him, about it. He's seen it, he's watched it. But one thing, like I always tell you about being a parent, it's a thankless job. Yeah. So, kids, they just don't appreciate it while they're in that moment. He won't appreciate it until he gets older and he looks back at all the lessons that you did try to instill in him. And the fact that you tried to bring him and his mother closer so she can be more emotionally available to him. I think that's probably like a big part of what's wrong with him. Because every child is different, right? You said the other child is on the right track and he probably doesn't need as much. He doesn't need as much of that emotional connection. He's kind of, get up and do it himself. But every child is different. And that's what parents have to realize. The same thing that you do with one child may not work with another. But I want you to understand that it is okay to be selfish in situations. I think, because you're an empath. And I think that a lot of times with us, we give. What I'm saying? People can call us, lay their problems at our feet. We'll look out financially, emotionally. And then you end up getting used. It's like you get drained like a battery. And it's like, who's there to recharge me? You know what I'm saying? When I'm depressed and I'm sad and I'm going through it, and that's why I had to also learn from myself. Like, it's okay to not answer everybody's phone calls. It's okay to not answer every email. Like sometimes I'm going through stuff mentally, emotionally, physically, stuff like that. And it's okay to take a step back and really analyze, who's in your life. Can I call on you when I'm going through it, or is it just a one-way street? Is it just like when you're going through stuff, you can pick up the phone, ask me for something, want to get advice, want me to rub on your back, make you feel good. But then when I call you and I'm like, look what I'm going through, it's, I got to call you back. I'm busy right now. So those are the type of people you got to weed out your life. If you're not helping me, you're hurting me.
Right. Right. And it's crazy because when he came home today, when we was talking, he was like, first he read a couple books in jail and I was really impressed because he hates reading. So I'm thinking about going to go get him a couple books and just seeing if he'll just start reading. But he was like, I gave my mom a hug. He was like, she hugged me back. And I just was like, oh, her. It's just like, what the fuck? It was a great moment, but it's just like, I wish it didn't even have to be like that.
That that really taking this.
Yeah, that hurts my heart. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, but I'm all right. I'm gonna just keep trying and You know, just everybody
So
just
now
keep.
he has to go back to court for that, or did they drop the case?
Yeah, so he has to go back to court. So his bail was 300,000, and the lawyer, I don't know what he did, but he got him out on no bail. And I lied to my stepson and told him that we paid the bail because I felt like that would give him a little more incentive to
Right.
stay on the right ship. But the lawyer called me today and told me that the DA appealed his. Actually might be going back.
Hold on, you broke up. You said the DA appealed, and then what happened?
Appealed the release. They appealed the fact that he got out on a no bail. Because in Philly, the youth with the guns, they are not playing, and rightfully so. So that's why his bail was so high from the beginning. But now the DA found out that he got out on no bail, and they like that is unacceptable. So they appealed the decision. So when he goes to court, they might revoke. They might send him back and give him a bail. But I didn't tell him that. But
Yeah,
that's the status of it right now. So yeah, he still got to fight the case, and you know that might be a blessing for him.
did we figure out why he felt the need to carry a gun? Like, what is that about?
So when he was in 9th grade, he got jumped by some of them drill boys, and he told me that them boys was trying to kill him, and I took him out of school. He's been being homeschooled ever since because I didn't want to take the risk, you know. And he told me, he said, I don't care who thinks I'm crazy about this. I know what's going on. I know what I'm talking about, and these niggas is trying to kill me. My son didn't go outside for 2 years. All through the pandemic, he never went outside. He stayed in the house all the time. He was terrified. And when he did go out, he would wear a mask, you know, wear a pandemic mask. He didn't want to go out in public. He didn't want to go nowhere. And I felt so bad for him, but I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know what to do about it, you know. So
No, you
I
did right.
yeah. I feel like he sat in the house and he started drinking, you know, just alone, like not having no friends, no nothing. Got like really paranoid. And then he started working at IHOP because he loves to cook. That's the one thing, but he don't realize that he loves to cook. But he loves to cook. That's the only time I see him like at peace and calm. So he became a cook at IHOP, and I feel like when he started doing that, he started going outside a little more, and he got a little, you know, a little brave. And I think he just wanted to carry the gun to make sure he was
Protection.
you gotta shoot that motherfucker though. That's the whole thing. I feel like he carrying it for no. I don't think he would actually do nothing. But if that's what made him feel better, you know.
That's the thing. Like I remember even I told you I was in Philly this year for Shanetta's mom's funeral. And just being in there, being in Philly for that week that I was there, because you know, I get like all the breaking news alerts in whatever city I'm in. So I keep up with what's going on. I've never seen just, I mean, I know it can be off the chain here, literally 2-3 times a day, there's a shooting. Somebody getting killed, 5 people shot. I mean, this was like literally every other hour. I'm just like, this is insane. And right there in North Philly.
Yep, somebody shot a 13-year-old and threw him in the dumpster the other day. Threw him in the dumpster. I said, wow, I ain't heard no shit like that since I was a kid. The Jamaicans used to be throwing people in the dumpsters and stuff. But when they went to go find the person, they like a day later, the person of interest was dead.
Wow.
When they killed the 13-year-old. It's so crazy out here.
It's an energy out there in Philly. It's an energy. She's moved though. She left Philly now. She's down in Atlanta for the time being. But I told her, I said it's an energy. And I remember when I was talking to her daughter, and because her daughter had been living in South Carolina. She grew up in South Carolina, and then she moved to Philly for 4 years. So her daughter's about 13. And, you know, and I said, well, how are you liking it? She's like, I don't. She's like, I really can't do anything. There's no backyard. I don't feel safe. I try and stay away from Kensington. And I remember you were talking about that area. And I'm like, the fact that she's 13 and she knows to stay away from there. And I just had a talk with my friend, like, you gotta get her out of here. I was like, you know, you do what you gotta do. You know, she's trying to rebuild her life. And I said, you need to send her to her dad's. Send her back to North Carolina. let her stay with her dad. Her dad got a big ass house, backyard. He lives in a good school system. I was like, do what you got to do for that baby. I said, because right now, her being in Philly, because she's not one of those tough little girls. Like, she's like a suburban girl. So they're going to eat her up. You put her in public school in Philly, they're going to eat her up and turn her out. You know what I'm saying? Beat her up every day. She can't fight. So I'm like, oh, send her back down south. You know what I mean? You just, so I don't blame you for taking your son out the school system and keeping him home and homeschooling him. You know, I'd rather him be in the house board where you see that he's there and he's alive than having to duck bullets just trying to get to school every day.
Yep.
It's like, it's no joke.
It is. It's very true. But then it's like the ups and downs because I did that. And then he's wallowed in this misery and picked up alcohol. Who the fuck is an alcoholic at 18?
Yeah.
Like, that's what? I never even heard of no shit like that. I mean, I know it happens. I'm just saying, like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
So it's like, but I mean, yeah, maybe I'll move to Delaware. You know, I wanted to do that, but then the whole housing thing happened, and then I was like, whatever. But I mean, maybe I'll do that.
Well, hopefully that will still work out, you know, for y'all, you know, if y'all get a chance to move, because I know Delaware is way better. That's where my dad and I then stay. So, you know, just on the outskirts, you can still get to Philly if you need to, but it's a little bit safer out that way. But I'm just really sorry that you're going through that with him. And I just hope everything ends up working out where he doesn't end up having to do, you know, years, you know, because I told you about my friend's son.
Yes.
I talked to him.
The one in Indiana, right?
Yep, in Indiana.
Yep.
His mom is going through it. And again, it was like, that's why he started carrying, because he had got jumped, got beat up, you know, wearing nice clothes, and the kids beat him up. He almost got killed when he got jumped. And so then it's like, these kids feel like they got to keep a gun on them to protect themselves. And then it's just like, he wasn't really doing what he needed to do. They sent him out of town so he could go to Indiana, get away from Minneapolis. So you're thinking you're sending him out there for a fresh start. And then he ends up, you know, trouble following him out there, and he ends up catching that case. And him and my oldest son, they're literally the same age, you know? So I mean, when I last talked to him, and I'm just like, to know that he got 17 years, I'm just like, how do you even wrap your mind around that? And he's just like, I'm just hanging in there. You know, there's nothing I can do. He's reading, he's keeping himself like involved in stuff. But to know that at 21, you had to sit down for 17 fucking years. It's just, it's insane. But I mean, this is stuff that we really deal with. That's why I get upset at, you know, the rap songs and how they glorify this stuff. And it's like, half the people who are rapping this shit, you're not even about that life. Y'all are not really out here doing this real dirt, but these kids are listening to this music. They're thinking that's how it's supposed to be. Then they end up shooting somebody, catching a case, getting a body, and now they're doing more time or just as much time than they don't live. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah, shit is horrible, man. Remember that guy? I'm gonna go. I know, but remember the guy was like, "Hey, when he gets to Indiana State Prison, my old head is there. He'll help him, you know, help him out." He got exonerated. Remember, I told you he was waiting.
Yes.
25 years. 25 years. Yep. I told you he was coming home. He came home like 6 months ago.
So they found out he didn't do the what they said he did?
Nope, he didn't do it. So he got out. He
And did
walked out.
25 years?
25 years. Yep.
Damn.
Crazy. But it was good talking to you, sis. Thank you.
Okay. We'll catch up.
Yes, and I love y'all. Thank y'all.
We love you too. Keep your head up, sis.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm still here, but I'm going to mute.
Okay. Bye.
This is disgusting. Joy, if you need to pee now.
Joy.
Okay, sis. Look, you ain't got to tell us that you had to pee.
My stomach hurt from laughing.
All right, next caller. Let me go and bring on Proud Dad. Oh, sometimes we just need a good laugh. Oh my gosh, that was funny. Hey, Proud Dad.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm hanging in there. How are you?
Same here, making it. I think I'm still sick. I don't know.
The baby's getting big.
Yes, she is 10 months. I'm gonna be 11 months.
Wow, time flies.
Yeah, yes. I just wanted to say, I didn't get a chance to go to the last event. You know, I said I was gonna go, but this year has been so busy, like family trips and events. So I really didn't have time to go to the event. And I'm like, okay. Okay. You want to say something?
Hi.
You gotta get some stuff out of your chest too. What's up? Hey. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to hold you too long. Just wanted to say thank you for everything you do. I appreciate you taking the time to do the deep dives. And I really haven't been on Discord, to be honest. I've just been so busy, you know, with life and work and stuff. So just please forgive me. Don't kick me out. I'm still here. But that's all I have to say. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you. And I do love you.
Thank you. I love you too. And thank you for checking in. I appreciate that.
No problem.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Bye, baby.
Now she's getting into stuff.
All right. I saw her kids grow so fast. I mean, she was like real little. But no, we were me and Janisa was talking when they were in the town. And I was like, I would love to like do like little vacations, you know, like just outside of like the live events and the things like that, but like do like road trips, you know, for like people who just want to like see other things, like go out to like Yellowstone or Yosemite or Mount Rushmore. Like I really want to like do stuff like that. I think that'd be cool to like just get like-minded people, you know, and just something like we can all plan. I don't want it to all be on me to figure out, but I really want to start seeing the country, like doing like a road trip, you know, like just something outside of like I love the club and dance and, you know, get dressed up, but I really want to start seeing things before they disappear. Like, I just feel like the country is in such a disarray. Like I love the Everglades, you know, Florida sinking. Like, I just feel like it would just be fun to like do road trips. And it doesn't have to be like all 1,000 people on the Discord. Even if it's like just small groups, like, you know, 10 to 15 people, like let's, you know, rent a bus or something, or I don't know how to drive an RV, but if y'all know how, you know what I'm saying, the most I can drive is, you know, a small minivan. But even if it's like 2 minivans and we just go to like Yosemite and go bathe in like the spring, like they have those natural geysers where you can bathe in the spring waters and just like those nice relaxing vacations. I really want to do stuff like that. I just think that'd be so fun. You know, maybe like this spring, you know, everybody just save up and, you know, just plan like just little small events. So we were just kind of talking about stuff like that. Cause I know people were talking about like cruises and things too, which would be cool. I've never been on a cruise before, but just thinking about like just different things that we can do, you know, as groups of people, be fun, you know, even skiing, like in the wintertime, maybe going to Big Bear and going skiing. I can't ski and I can't swim, but I would go and take pictures and just be in nature. I can't swim and I can't ski, but I'll still go, you know what I mean? So those are just some of the things we were just like thinking about, like just like small little road trips to see different places. I think that'd be fun. Have like little small traveling groups, because a lot of us like to travel, but then a lot of us don't really have people who want to travel with, or everybody wants to go see the same thing. And I just really I want to see like more nature type stuff. Oh, Modern Soul says, you sound like me, T. I ain't adventurous, but I'll still be there for the pictures. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna jump in nobody's lake, but I will, get in like one of them geyser streams. They're really beautiful. They're like in North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming. Like, I've never been to those places, and I would just love to go out there. They're really like nice and spiritual, and just really, like relaxing places, relaxing vacations. But we'll talk about that more. Let me go ahead and bring on Univirgo Soul. Go ahead and unmute your microphone.
How did I know you was gonna call me next? And how about, what up, T? I seen no pictures at the barbecue I wasn't invited to, and I was already about to come on here and feel some type of way and come and tell you about that. Then you just mentioned what you mentioned, and I was thinking about it as I was like, she didn't tell me about I didn't get no invite. Hold up, hold up. It's my thing. But it was cool though. But then I was like, what's so good about that? I was like, what she should do, I like this, because she, have that event. And I was like, and she should do like when she does like little things, the other little things, bring like other people, like certain, just keep bringing some of your tea sippers with you, different ones or whatever, who can go or whatever and support you. So I was like, that's dope, or whatever. But I was definitely jealous. I was like, I didn't get an invite to the cookout. I know.
If I could, I would have. It was so many people over here.
I know. It was
beautiful. Oh my gosh,
though.
we had a packed house.
It was beautiful.
Thank
I
you.
was like, I love it. I love it. I would have probably never wanted to leave, just like what's her name said. I wouldn't have wanted to leave either. Like, what? It was beautiful. Everything looked beautiful. It came out right, and I was so happy for you. And I'm just always so proud of you and everything like that.
Thank you. I
came to get it off my chest about, well, I told you last week that I wasn't sure about going to the carnival that we were having here, the West Indian Carnival.
Yeah, what happened with that?
In my spirit, right? Oh, it was a whole deal. So, I don't go to carnival, but I go to like the Juve, which is the, before carnival. And it's like a little mini carnival, but in the morning, like the night into the morning. But so I go there, and I literally walked up the street to go to the thing, and it was like over kind of. It was just very quiet. It was eerie. I told people to go home because I don't do silence. 7 people got shot.
One person.
Yeah. One person. No, I gave you a Gatorade. You better drink that, boy. Bye. Close my door. But yeah. Yes, at the Juve, they got shot. So now the mayor's
that morning?
Up that morning before the carnival.
Before the sun even coming up. So they came with some evil intentions. I'm glad did you go?
I did go, but I just didn't make it down to where it was, where that area where everybody got shot. So where they would have been coming around, I was at that area, and it was just silent because they stopped all the trucks, so nobody could move.
And you kept saying that day that you was not feeling to go. We were like, don't even. That's crazy.
And I was like, wow, 7 people. I was like, thank God I didn't get there. And my brothers, my family, my cousins, they was all calling me like, come on, girl, we here. They were there, and thank God none of my family got shot. But, they were like, come on, girl, hurry up, trying to encourage me. And I was like, I'm gonna, I'll get there when I get there. I was listening to my spirit. I was on my Lauryn Hill shit, like, don't feel right now, so I'm not going. But I'll get there when I get there. So I was a little late compared to when it started to come. But I surely was like, I'm not gonna be on time. And then I spent a lot of time taking care of, like, because all the people got shot. And I just felt like we were sitting out there. It was hot, and they said it was going to rain, but it was hot. That was another thing too. I didn't want to get caught in the rain, but it was hot. And people were drinking. We were just sitting there drinking, smoking, just sitting there getting, fucked up basically, and no music, nobody's dancing. We're just sitting there. So somebody passed out on like the wall, and I had to like like me and my friend kind of went above and beyond. Like we did more than what other people would have did, but we wanted to get her up because everybody was worried. Like, was she another person who got injured in the shooting? So I was like, people are worried about you. We thought she was dead. So we went to go check on her. We had to make her throw up and walk her home. My friend ended up walking her home. I was like, it was just a lot. So I felt like I was babysitting, and then I went with my daughter and her friends. So I was very much babysitting. And by the time I got home and I started, drinking alone and smoking because the kids and everybody went to sleep, I went to sleep and I did not go to Carnival, but all my kids did, except the boy, he didn't go, who has corona, like I said, right now. That's another thing. He now got coronavirus, but he didn't go nowhere. So it's so crazy. He's the only person in my house who has it. Like all of us are all good. We keep taking tests every day, like multiple times, and we all good. And he's just, I don't know how he got it. Probably at school because they've been in school for like 3 weeks now. So, but yeah, I was thankful that I didn't catch corona too, because it is going around rampant in my area. Everybody, like the schools had to shut down. A few schools shut down already about the corona already, because some schools been in for like a month. So some of them schools, and they didn't even go in a month. It was a first week of school, and in the first week they had to shut it down to decontaminate the whole school because more than half of the school got corona. It's like everybody came there with corona. I was like, people need to learn to sit the fuck down, and you don't need to go everywhere. It's these parents out in these streets. And then you bring in the germs to your kid, and then you want your kid out your space. So you just sending them regardless with every little runny nose and cough to school, and then they catching, passing it around. And they don't wear face masks no more. So it's not like a mandated thing. So we don't have to wear it. But I'm like, tell them to wear that every day. I think in school they should. So that's what I'm dealing with right now, though, girl. Just with that, and I'm still alive, and the oldest one, like I told you in Discord, she said with bass in her voice, she wasn't going to school. Like I was like,
So
why did we
she's been in for 3 weeks and she ain't been to school yet?
No. She just started today. Today was her first day, but yesterday she was telling me she wasn't going to be going to school today because her hair wasn't done. And I was like, I don't give a fuck if your hair is not done. Like, I don't care about nobody's hair being done. Like, what? And you should have thought about that like days ago. Like now you're thinking about that the day before you have to go to school. So tonight I'm gonna hook her up and do something when I finally. She was like, "How long are you gonna be in Zoom?" I said, "When I get off of Zoom, I'll fix you up your hair." Because all she want her hair is straightened and trimmed. And I was like, "You couldn't go to school because of that, girl? Bye." But she definitely gave me attitude, and it definitely made me worried about this school year because I'm like, what is your like? I felt a lot of B. Sherelle, what she was saying about that. Like I see the same thing. I done took away phones. And so I haven't had a problem all summer with her, besides those little issues we had when she had the phone. You know what I'm saying? But when I threw that phone out, I really haven't had no problem with her, and she stays in her room. She ain't becoming an alcoholic, I hope. But she's, stays in her room most of the time, and she's quiet. She don't have a problem. I don't have no problem. She cleans, does her chores. But now when school's gonna start and now she's interacting with other people's kids and feeling herself, I don't know what I'm to expect. I don't, but I'm just over it at this point, and I don't know how I feel the same way as B. Sherelle as far as like I just feel defeated because it's like we all trying to be the best or try to support them and keep supporting them even through all their fuck ups, but they still don't see, like you said, what we're doing for them right now until later. And I keep telling her, I'm like, it's not until you have your own child, because I guess I was ignorant too in a lot of ways, and I see it now with my own child, so I get it. But I'm just over it. And I just want y'all to all pray for me. I plan on doing like not like a vision board with my children soon, to not like with pictures or things like that, more so words of how you feel like you want to be successful this school year and what are your goals and aspirations, what are we reaching for? And I'm gonna keep reminding them every time they're not doing it that this is what you said you wanted to do and this is where you want to be, but you're not showing it with this behavior. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell my children, the 3 Ds, your decision determines your destination. So your decision to do whatever you're doing is going to determine where you go and what the consequences are. So you decide that. And every time they act up, I remind them that it was the 3 Ds for you. Your decision determines your destination. Now we're here. How we moving on to be better than we were yesterday. That's all. But yeah, I don't have much more to say to you. That was it. I just needed to express that because I know I'm not the only parent on here, just like B. Sherelle, going through those things with these children. And I pray for us all this school year with the health and all that. 'Cause these kids will definitely be trying to bring us over and through. But you gotta stay strong, y'all, and hit me up in Discord if you need support. And I'll be hitting people up too, because I was hitting you up too. I'm like, girl, she's choosing
I'm glad
violence.
I got voice chats now. I'm gonna be responding back to some of y'all. I've been so busy with y'all gonna be
I'll be
getting.
on somebody, y'all better stop hating on me and my little accent, my Bostonian accent. They don't want to hear my voice chat. You know what I'm saying? They be like, can you write? And it's like, no, they don't have voice chats now. Now you about to hear all this accent. But y'all better stop coming for me because I
My
do like
voice chats
voice chat.
in the DMs. I'm not doing too many voice chats in Discord, but in the
No,
DMs.
no. But I did voice chat you in the DM though. But definitely voice chat me back if you want to in the DM. But I did voice chat you in the DM too.
Okay.
But I love you. Later.
Love you too. Thanks for calling in, sis.
Yes.
Bye. Okay, Marquis, go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Hey y'all, hey.
Hey.
It's been a minute. How you doing, sis? Doing good.
Hanging in there.
You getting any rest yet from this
I've been
past
trying.
weekend?
I've been trying. I got a little bit of a nap today. It's been a lot. I just been so tired about. I'm like, where's the videos? Where's the live stream? I'm like, enjoy this short. I have not had no energy. I've only been.
Y'all should know better. Y'all know she need at least a couple of days before she hop back on anything after she done did something big.
Yeah.
But I'm on here. Mel, how you know? Dang. I am on here because the last time y'all talked to me, I was going through a lot of things. But I think it was right before I actually celebrated my 10-year anniversary. And for my anniversary, yes, I got engaged. Dang, y'all can't even wait. I can't even come on here and tell everybody. But yes, I got engaged that following weekend. So yeah.
Got the ring.
Got the ring. Let me see. So yeah, I'm very excited. He's definitely been just my biggest supporter. I met him when my daughter was 1 year old. She'll be 12 in October. So it's definitely been a ride. I am super excited to be Mrs. Wilkinson. It's lit. We're gonna have a wonderful time. So a couple of y'all just wait for the invite. But yes, I just wanted to share with my extended family that yes, I am engaged. So I'm super happy. I'm super excited. And I just wanted to share that with y'all. That's it.
Well, we're happy for you, Marquis. So congratulations once again. All right, let me go ahead and bring on Modern Old Soul. Go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Oh my God, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
My husband keeps calling me, but he's gonna have to wait. First of all, because I'm in the back of my house, that's why I want to make sure y'all heard me. But first of all, I want to say congratulations to you. I've been trying to talk to you for a minute just to congratulate you on everything. The new house, the housewarming, the party that you had with the money girls. Like, it's so inspiring. Oh my God, I love to see it.
Thank you.
I just had a rant. I just wanted to get a couple things off my chest. BL Sherelle brought up some stuff too, but she pretty much touched on it. With everything that's going on in Philly, it's so sad. I was born and raised in Philly. I moved away a little bit to the suburbs and moved my kids out when they was younger. So I don't have as much as the concerns as a lot of people still living in Philly with my children, but I still have nieces and nephews there, and it just drives me crazy. But the COVID thing, I do medical billing and coding. It pisses me off because I've been seeing for the last few months now, probably longer than that, these vaccines. It's so crazy to me how now the insurance companies don't even want to pay for the vaccines after y'all basically force people and make people feel like that they had to get it. And now they're denying the claims. Like they're saying that they're experimental and not medically necessary. It pisses me off so bad. Yes. And what's even worse is I'm moonlighting, so I'm working 2 jobs at the same time. Don't tell nobody. But we have to stay above water. But and on one job I'm billing the claims, and on the other job I'm doing the appeals from the insurance company. So it's like,
but
yeah,
I thought they were free.
Yeah, at first they were free, right? Everybody could get it. You know, we was billing out so many, everybody was lining it up. And then what makes it so bad, what breaks my heart even more, is that where I do billing, I'm billing for pediatrics. So people are lining up their children to get these vaccines. And now the insurance companies don't even want to pay for them.
And how much are the vaccines? Like how much are the bills?
They're not that much, maybe like $50. Because what it is that the government is supposed to pay for the vaccine itself. The doctors are billing for basically injecting it into you. So they get to bill for the administration. They're not really double dipping because they're not allowed to bill. So the way it works is they have to bill it like the vaccine itself, the serum, they bill it for a penny. But they can bill $50 or $75 for the administration, which means just for us to give it to you, we're charging you $75.
Wow.
But the insurance companies are denying the claims. They're not even paying them no more. And they're saying it's because it's experimental and is not medically necessary. And it just pisses me off.
But y'all got people fired. Y'all messed up the military. Remember all the military people that they forced to let go? Nurses were fired. Teachers, look how many discorders, like husbands and wives, had to lose their jobs when they didn't want to get vaccinated. And now the insurance is saying it's experimental and it wasn't needed. What the hell is the point of all of this?
It annoys me. It pisses me off so bad. And then, you know, I feel like me and my girlfriend was talking about it today, and she was like, you know, of course, it's spiking back up, and we're hearing the COVID rumors and the rumblings. And she's like, what are they going to do? Are they going to shut down again? And I was like, honestly, I don't think they're going to do anything. They're going to ignore it and act like it's not happening. Because at this point, you can't. Like, I know it's wild. It's ever since 2020, we've all been on edge. We all wanted it to just go away. But if you really think about it, the way it went down is so ridiculous. Like, it literally just disappeared one day. You didn't hear about it no more. After, you know, it was all this nonsense and all the mandates and everybody getting fired and losing their jobs and all this crazy stuff. And then it just disappeared. So it's like, I don't see how they can just pop back up and say, oh, it's spiked back up. Now we're going back in lockdown, or now we're going to mandate y'all to get vaccines again.
I don't think people are going to allow it. I don't think people will fall for another lockdown. I think people will riot before they allow another lockdown, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's crazy. It boils my blood. And like I said, it frustrates me even more because, you know, everybody wants to do right by their children, right? Like, you know, y'all invoke so much fear in people that, of course, they want their kids to get vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm working pediatrics, so most of my billing that I'm doing is for kids. And I see so many kids getting vaccinated. Now it's coming back that they're not even paying for them. They pay for this insurance out of their paychecks every 2 weeks, but the insurance won't even pay for them. And it's just crazy. It pisses me off. It just pisses me off when I think back and remember how it all went down and how crazy it was back when it was all going on. It's annoying. But that's my rant, I guess. I'm sorry.
Well, no, thank you for letting us know what's going on, because I had no idea.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. And I think what happens is, like, the doctors and the doctor's offices, they don't want to get the backlash. So a lot of times they'll just write it off. Like, we don't want to send our patients a bill for this and say, and let them know that your insurance won't cover it. Because I'm gonna be honest, if it happened to me, I would be cussing the doctor's office out. Like, I would be cussing the doctor out. Because 9 times out of 10, you probably felt confident to even get it or give it to your children because your doctor convinced you to do it. And now you're telling me I gotta pay for it? My insurance don't pay for it? So they'll just write it off. So a lot of people don't know. But it's annoying. It's horrible.
Well, thank you so much for letting us know, sis. We'll talk to you later. So we got 3, we're gonna take these last 3 calls and we're gonna go to about 10. So let me go ahead and bring on Scully B. We're gonna try one more time. Hopefully it works.
I hope it worked too.
Okay, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. Hey again, you guys. Hey T.
Hey.
Okay. Oh, I'm so glad. Like y'all been having me laughing on here. I need that. But okay, so like I was saying, like I started my YouTube channel, I started my TikTok or whatever, and I've been posting little videos, and so I was trying to show my mom my videos that I've been working on that I'm getting ready to post earlier today. And I knew she was gonna have something to say about the two, and I do mean two in the literal sense, two curse words that I had in the video. Because she said something about the one curse word that I had in the first video. Like, okay, I expected her to say something. So I show her the video. It's looked like it's doing a countdown, saying something about you're done talking. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, it's like going in and out. It's real low.
Okay. Okay. Can y'all hear me better now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was trying to show her the video, and we watch it like it's like the first 10 minutes of the first video, and I had like 4 or 5 more that I'm trying to show her, right? So we watched the video, and she's like, well, you already know I don't like the cursing in it. I was like, yeah, I expected.
Are you whispering because your mom is in the room?
No, I'm whispering because she's in the house.
Oh, because yeah, it sounds like you're like whispering like you're trying to hide from
Yeah, I don't want no drama. I don't have the emotional, so like I don't have it tonight. So I'm trying to keep the peace, but I need to get this off my chest. Like,
Okay.
okay. So she says, I don't like the cursing in the video, and I'm like, okay, but if somebody else don't like it, then they just, they don't have to watch. But there's gonna be cursing on my channel. You know what I'm saying? There's cursing in my poetry, everything. Like, so I had already been thinking about doing like a disclaimer or something like that. So that has already been on my mind, bleeping all of that, right? But I couldn't even really get to that because then she says, well, yeah, I don't even want to watch no more. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I just got my little laptop, got my little phone, turned the TV off, and came right back in my room. And I haven't said anything to her since then because I don't think she realized how much that shit hurt. Like, I did not expect that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are missing the message of what I'm saying because you worried about two curse words in the 10 minutes that you saw out of I don't know how many minutes that you still have not seen yet. And when I tell you those are literally the only curse words in all of the videos after that. There's no more cursing after those two curse words. And it's just like the two curse words are not even just me like every other word, bitch this, fuck you that. It was just like in context of how people speak to us in the healthcare system. Like they'll tell you, stop fucking crying, like stop crying. You know what I'm saying? And it comes across as stop fucking crying, like you disturbing everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And my response to that in the video was like, until y'all know what we go through and what it feels like for us, you shut up. Don't tell us to shut up and stop crying because we're disturbing somebody else on the floor because you have no idea what the fuck we go through. That was literally the statement. You have no idea what the fuck we go through. And when I say those were literally the only two words in the whole video, so for her to tell me, I don't even want to watch no more after the first video. Like, you ain't got to worry about me trying to show you nothing else. You can just watch it when it drop like everybody else, and you can be surprised. And this is the kicker. She tells me that's embarrassing. Like, that's embarrassing to me. And I'm like, why? Why is it embarrassing? I say, you should be proud that it's only two curse words, knowing how much I curse in my daily life, in my daily conversations. Everybody knows that. So the fact that it's only two curse words in that video, yeah, I feel like you should be proud of that. You know what I'm saying? And she like, no, that's embarrassing to me. So then that really pissed me off because I'm like, it's not even about you. Like, why are you even making it about you? It's not even about you. It's about the message that I'm trying to get across. But at this point, it don't even matter because the people that I'm representing in the community, like, they are proud of me because they know what I'm doing. Like, what's an embarrassment to me is the fact that I'm sitting here having to tell people that my mom is embarrassed of all the hard work that I have been doing and the message that I'm trying to put out there. Okay? Like, it's my channel and I'm spreading the awareness the way I want to, the way that I am, coming from me, not anybody else. Like, I'm already censoring myself as it is. And then the fact that, like, she knew how frustrated I already was with trying to do everything and the time schedule that I'm on and the things that I have been dealing with. Like, I'm in a training program that's supposed to teach us all of these things about graphic design, about like Photoshop, all these different things that are like the very things that I need to be learning. But I wish I would have started it 3 months ago because y'all know September is Sickle Cell Awareness Month when everybody in the community that's like active in it. That's when we're like the busiest. That's like the busiest month of the year for us. It's like when we're doing the most stuff online. So now y'all want to have this program, and then the person that's doing the program, it's like she has somebody build the platform. Platform doesn't work right. So the first 3-4 classes, we have all just spent frustrated because she's having so much trouble just getting people logged into the platform. So then, like the last orientation meeting that we had, we actually finally got in the platform, and you're looking through all the classes, there's like nothing there. So I keep telling myself, okay, Sean, it's free. It's free. But it's actually not, because if it's costing me more stress and I'm learning more on my own just through trial and error, it's not free.
Yeah, your
And I
time
just
isn't
keep
free.
holding, yeah, exactly. And I keep holding on to the fact, like the first meeting we had, she actually introduced us to all the other instructors that are going to be doing the other classes. You know what I'm saying? Podcasting, all of that, right? Which is all of the stuff that I'm trying to do. But we haven't seen them since that first class. And I'm thinking to myself, if we're there this frustrated with this platform that we're supposed to be learning from, like as the students, I hope that they're not as frustrated with it on the other end as the instructors. Because that's not going to be good for nobody. You know what I'm saying? And it's like more stressful because the things that I was hoping to be learning by now in this like program or whatever, like we haven't even started. And the person that's like teaching that, whose program it is, the way she teaches and speaks to people is very off-putting. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't keep telling people that they're not paying attention because what you're seeing on your screen is not the same thing that they're seeing on their screen, and what they're supposed to be seeing is not what they're seeing, and that's not their fault. It's your platform. So it's like it's just been very frustrating. So it's just like to have that come from my mom, like out of all people, and she's the one that's like usually supports me in everything I try to pursue. That was like the most hurtful. And I say it all the time, bro. It be your own people. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's where I'm at. And then on top of that, I know I'm coming on my time if I ain't already passed it, but please let me get this out. My best friend, she's stressing me the hell out. Like, I feel what y'all was saying. Who was that was talking about like OBL? Just like being everything for everybody and always being the one that people go to like get advice, then like borrow money, just be they shoulder, they ear, whatever. But then when you need that, or when you just need some space or some time to yourself, you can't get that.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, it's like my best friend, I feel like she's really, really, really like taking advantage of the best friend title or whatever, because it's like I'm starting to feel like the only time I even hear from her is when she wants to talk so she can see what I'm doing, to see if I have money that I can send her. Oh, okay. Like I told her, she hit me up out of the blue. Now mind you, she's supposed to be working on my stuff, helping me with my channel, right? All the artwork and stuff like that. So she hits me up and she's like, "Hey, Bessie, I just wanted to see how you doing, how your day was going." And I was having a pretty good day. You know what I'm saying? Like we had just got through bowling. We had went bowling that day or whatever. Like I was hurting, but it was still a good day. So I told her, just got through bowling, just got home. I'm finna start working on these videos I did while I was out. And she was like, "Oh, okay. Well, at least you had money to do that. I'm sitting over here. I'm hurting. I don't have no this, no that. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, my mom paid for the bowling. Like she spent like $100-something on bowling. I didn't even know that it was that much until after the fact. And so I'm literally like, it's the beginning of the month, and I'm literally already just like dang near broke. Okay, so she was like, "Well, can you send me $30 for this or whatever?" And I'm like, "No." And it used to be like when I would tell her no, I would feel guilty, which I still kind of do sometimes. But that makes me mad because I go back and I read like all of the messages, and it's like I can clearly see like how she tries to gaslight me and manipulate me into like trying to send her money. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Is she sick?
So yeah, she's sick too. She has sickle cell too. And
Okay.
even just working on the channel with me or whatever, she'll be like, "Okay, well, I was calling you. I wanted to do a video call or whatever while we worked on the stuff or whatever." Mind you, we not working on artwork. You the artist. You working on artwork. I'm trying to work on my channel. I do videos. You do the artwork. Okay, but she calls me because she needs my energy because she's not feeling good. Like I need you to keep my energy up and da. Okay, do you understand that's draining my energy? I need my energy. So it's just like I'm so frustrated today. Like it's been a day.
Yeah. Well, don't stress yourself out because you don't need to get sick and end up back in the hospital because that's what triggers is the stress. I would say as far as your friend, she's always came off like a user. Is that the same one who didn't have water and
Yes.
she's coming over getting all y'all's water during the whole during the ice storm in Texas when you told her to prepare and she just came to y'all's house as if it was a grocery store. So it seems like she's always had kind of like that manipulative energy. And she feels like because she's sick too, you should just look out for her. But no, that's just not how it works. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, yeah, like somebody said, entitlement.
Yeah.
We got the same illness, but we also have the same 24 hours in the day. And at the end of the day, nobody's going to take care of you.
Complaining, like I can't do the complaining because it's like, do you ever have a good day? Like, girl, I'm in pain every day too. I know you're probably in pain every day too, but it's not like everybody knows that because it's not coming out of our mouth like every 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I have sickle cell. Like I'll be in pain, and like people don't understand. And look, like it's like people like her, as much as I love her, like I can't do it. I know. I'm sorry, Marky. I didn't see you, baby. That time I really didn't see you. I didn't see you. I'm sorry. I'm coming. I'm done right after this. I promise. Like she's like, people don't understand it. I'm like, okay, but that don't mean that you have to wear that like on your sleeve everywhere you go. It has to be the center of your life with everything. Like I have sickle cell. It does not have me. It is not my life. It is a part of who I am. It's not who I
am. Right.
I love her to death, but that annoys me.
Yeah, people like that. I mean, I get it, like friendships and having that commonality. But honestly, that's why, like I told you before, I don't have a lot of friends who have my illness. I only really knew like one other person, and all he did was fucking pop pills and pass out. Like, just not even being funny. Like, you know what I mean?
I've had those too.
Yeah, so it's just like you have to be around people who want better, who, like you said, their illness is not first. That's a part of me, but that's not my life. Like,
exactly.
I've accomplished so much in spite the fact. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's how you got to look at it. You know what I mean? Like most people don't even know I'm sick until I tell them. So it's like,
Exactly.
you gotta be around people like that. People who just want to sit around all day and, oh, well, it's me, and just take perks and, you know,
Right. Like,
about
I'm
the
trying to
pain.
do some stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
and you're
really
gonna
trying
end
to
up
do some
absorbing
stuff.
that in, Scully. And so when I had people like that in my life, I had to fall back from them, because as soon as I would talk to them and they're draining me and, oh, I feel sick, I would start hurting. Like, I would start physically taking on their pain. So you can't talk to her all the time. Some people, you can wish them well, but if they're not on the same page as you, you have to feel comfortable enough stepping back from them. If she's not taking this project and she's not putting in as much energy as you're putting into it, then at that point you have to work on it yourself. And I feel the
and
same
that's what
way.
I've been doing.
I would feel like, I remember even when I first was starting my YouTube channel, I was kind of scared to kind of do it by myself. And I would ask friends like, oh, we should start this channel. Because most people had like, you know, little sidekick and, you know, we can do hair videos together. And I get it. Back then it wasn't popular. Nobody, the people thought it was weird. So I got a lot of no's. People didn't want to do it. So then I was like, you know what? I can't wait on other people. So I just started doing it on my own. And then guess what? Those same people, once it became popular, oh, I'm thinking about doing YouTube. Can we collab again? Absolutely not, bitch. You can't come at the tail end now that you know, all the hard work is done. Now you want to sit next to me? No, I don't need you to sit next to me anymore. I needed you at the beginning. So, you know, you're going to have people who support, who don't support. And as far as your mom, you can't really worry about it. You know, my mom didn't get it. None of my family understood it. They thought it was weird, you know, like, you're wasting your time with this. You know, my ex-husband, you know, he didn't support it, but look where I'm at now. So she'll eventually come around. You know, you can talk to her and let her know that what she said hurt you. I think you should be able to talk to her about that, but don't let, because she's upset or she doesn't want to watch it, don't let that discourage you. Because eventually she'll come around and be nosy.
It really just lit a very angry fire up under me.
Yeah, and so you use that as your motivation. You know, don't let that feel like because she doesn't like it or she doesn't like, you know, what you're saying to stop you. You know what I mean? Like, I heard on YouTube.
At this point, I'm like,
and my mom used to hate it.
It's not for you. It's not
for you.
It's okay.
My mom used to hate it. Now she's used to it. And like I tell my mom, you just need to be my mom. Like, I'm going to talk how I talk. That is me. That's with my audience. You know what I'm saying? And I don't allow people to change me. I have people who write comments all the time. Oh my gosh, you know, you need to be more PG. I have my children in the room. No, get the fuck out of here. Get your kids out the room. We're having a conversation. We're popping off. And this, you know, it's funny that people want to dictate people's speech, which I have no problem playing Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne in front of said children. So absolutely not. So that's the thing. At the end of the day, you have to be authentically you. And again, of course, nobody wants to hear somebody curse every 5 minutes. I don't do that, you know, but if I happen to say, you know, drop an F-bomb or curse here and there, I feel like that's okay. I'm not going to dumb down my feelings or my emotions because you want to have selective sensitive ears. But then any other time you're listening to drill rappers talking about drilling and that doesn't seem to bother your spirit. So, you know what I mean? So do you and be authentic to you, and don't allow people to use you or drain your energy. And that's what this girl has sounded like from day one. You know, not to talk mess about her, but she doesn't seem like she brings anything to the table as far as this friendship. It's very one-sided. And it seems like she only comes around to attach herself to what you're trying to do. And the second you can't help her with something or give her money, she has an attitude. People like that, sick or not, that's a bad trait. That's entitlement. And that's her taking advantage of your kindness. So I would just, you know, don't stress yourself out over it. Don't cry, because I don't want to see you back in the hospital. I can tell you're stressed, your face is swollen, you know, so don't let this stress you out. Use this to motivate you and to keep doing what you're doing. Because even if 10 people don't like it, there'll be that one that does like it. Like I tell everybody, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. It doesn't make me no difference. I'm here for the people who enjoy it. The ones who don't, there's millions of other people you can watch. So look at it like that. Okay, sis? All right. Take care. All right. So the last call is Yvonne. Yvonne, Denise, go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Oh my gosh, Auntie, I was really hoping. Can you hear me?
Yep, like it's kind of going in and out.
Really? Okay, it's going in and out. Okay, can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, that's a little bit better.
Okay. So, I'm at work, but I don't care. Man, can you hear me? Is it still messed up?
It's like echoey, like you're in like a big room or something.
I'm at work. Can you hear me?
Okay, that's way better. That's better.
Okay, okay, because I really, really, really want to. And for anybody that has a lot going on right now, I'm in the weirdest and worst situation I've ever been in. I've never not been able to afford my rent. I've never had to house hop. I've never slept in my car and lived in my car. I've never not been on top of my life, my
Okay,
lifestyle.
hold on. It sounds
And
real robotic and like echoey. There's like all this weird feedback. It's hurting my teeth.
oh,
Yeah, I have really sensitive ears. Like it'll start to affect my teeth. I'm sorry.
that's
People know, do not call me with your windows down, the wind blowing. Call me back.
okay. Is this better?
No.
I went to a different room. This better? I mean, like the lunchroom.
Okay, keep talking.
Okay, can you hear me?
Okay, that sounds better.
Okay. Yes, we have like a little clear room here, so I'm going to come here and talk to you. Okay. Sorry, I just read. So, I just want to say to anybody that's going through anything, I just feel like God's making you uncomfortable because He wants you to. Sorry, I was running because He wants you to figure out what you want to do with your life to keep yourself comfortable. Because at the end of the day, you got to be able to learn and adapt. I'm in a situation where, sorry, I'm like, I was running, but where I'm the most uncomfortable. I'm so used to keeping myself a particular way. I'm so used to keeping a roof over my head. I'm so used to being a people pleaser, but I'm stepping out of that. And at first it was weird, but it feel better. You get what I'm saying? And I'm appreciating myself for the small accomplishments that I make, because all you can do is what you can do. You can't stress yourself out about everything, because at the end of the day, if it can't get done right now, you gotta just relax. Do what you can right now, because at the end of the day, stressing about that bill or stressing about something else, if it can't get done, you gotta just let it go. Because the stress, like how you said, the stress affects sickle cell, it affects high blood pressure. I have Graves' disease, it affects Graves' disease. That stress is just something you don't need on yourself. And it's like, just give yourself a chance to get there. It takes time. Nothing's going to happen overnight. It possibly can. Like you said, we got 24 hours in a day. Just because at 1 o'clock you was told you didn't get approved for the loan, who's to say you won't get something else by 6?
Amen.
Give yourself a chance and give yourself some time. That's all I'm saying. I'm not in the best place. I'm not where I normally am, but shoot, I came close. I'm in Detroit. My apartment is in Las Vegas. That's from me making a dumb decision and trusting other people. That's me taking accountability. I take that accountability because I'm learning not to depend on everybody. I'm losing my family, literally my mom. Like, I have to push all my family away from me to get better. God tried to show me this, but I didn't listen. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, what I'm saying is, you got to put yourself first and literally put God first, because that's all you can do, because nobody's going to save you. Nobody's going to pick you up and lift you up. Yeah, can you borrow $100 from somebody? Yeah, but who's going to take care of everything that you need? Because at the end of the day, you are the person that knows what you want. That's what I wanted to say. But and I really do appreciate you. That's why anytime I can talk to you, I run. It's so crazy, because I came across you in 2013. Never knew how I was like, man, who is this lady? They just keep popping her up. I'm trying to see that fight between Apollo and the other guy. And I'm like, all right, I just started watching her videos. And I have a cousin that has, yes. And I have a cousin that has sickle cell. And 3 years later, she committed suicide. And it really affected me. Yeah, I guess she just didn't want to do it no more. But that was the one person that protected me from like all the abuse growing up. That was the one person that listened to me, that heard me. And I've been kind of spiraling because I felt like I want to go to my family, but I'm that person that they run to. I'm the person that they look for. Everybody thinks I'm perfect. And I'm like, I know I make it look real good, but I'm not. I need help just like y'all do. But I can't run to nobody because they're not like me. And that's okay. So I'm just making plans and backups. I went back to work. I'm in the process of going back to work for myself. I got my health insurance that you told me to get last year. I'm in the process of doing what I got to do to keep paying those premiums so I can get back to working for myself. Because ultimately, me working for myself would put me in a position to go to school. A lot of my friends are looking for men to put them in a position. I'm trying to put myself in that position. So I'm rebuilding my credit, watching your credit videos. I guess what I wanted to ask you is, so I'm going to be working as a 1099 contractor, basically just doing customer service from home with a company called LiveOps. I've been working with them since 2018, but this time I want to make it really count. I don't care if I'm doing it on the side, making 16,000, 20,000, it don't matter. If I'm able to go in and pick up and make money, I want to do that. But I wanted to ask you, like, as a 1099 contractor, can I get an LLC and list me as one of my employees or something, like, or is this something that I can do I want to really be able to benefit off this properly, because at the end of the day, it's still my own, it is in a sense my own business because I'm a contractor. Nobody's paying my taxes.
Be very careful with the LLC game. That is what those scammers like, child, Earn Your Leisure, Jay Morrison, and whoever else you want to name on social media push. You should not be applying for an LLC unless you have your own business. When you're a contractor, you're still working for somebody else. You're contracted under them. So unless like let's say, okay, you're doing customer service, you start your own customer service business, right? And it's your business, then you can build an LLC under that, but you can't work for somebody and then build like an umbrella LLC under them. Because that's where you'll find yourself in trouble, especially if you're trying to like file taxes and all that stuff. So I know people make it sound, I just hate this whole scam culture, because that's what it is that's going on social media.
Yeah.
The whole, just start an LLC, start a business, you can get a business loan.
It's so easy, it can happen so fast.
That's scamming. You're asking for the IRS to come to your door. So you want to just be careful with that. If you're a 1099 employee, then so be it, be a 1099 employee. Now, if you want to start your own business, like let's just say you have like, for example, you want to start selling hair or start selling clothes and you have, Yvonne's Boutique LLC, that's something different. That is a business because you still have to show what you spent to start your business, what you made in profit, what you've made in loss. So it's a lot to juggling an LLC. People think it's some type of, get rich quick scheme hustle. Everything that goes under your LLC has to be accounted for. So I wouldn't too much focus on trying to have an LLC unless you're going to start your own business with your own name. You have your own EIN number. You've trademarked the name. So it's a lot of steps that you have to go through before going to apply for an LLC. But you never want to do it under an umbrella company as a contractor.
Okay. Okay. That was something I just wanted to ask, because I'm just trying to, while I am grateful that, I guess why it is a little uncomfortable, I'm grateful I'm going through this situation because it lets me know I won't ever be in this situation again, ever. Like I have to be able to focus on me and sustain my life.
Yeah, I think what you're doing is great. The fact that you're working from home, so I would just say the main thing to focus on instead of an LLC is saving and building your credit. So how's your credit looking?
Well, I lost my job earlier this year, and that's how I've gotten in a situation where I left Vegas because just the jobs weren't paying enough. So right now is paying up that rent to make sure there's no eviction. That's what's most important.
Right, but your
I
credit
can't
right
put
now
all
is
of
not
everything.
where it needs to be.
It's not good.
Okay,
No,
so
not
that's
right
your
now.
focus. That's your focus.
Okay.
Is your credit. It's not an LLC. You know, yeah, it's not an LLC. Don't let these social media fake financial gurus hype you up and feel like you're not a boss, you know, chick if you don't have your own, you know, LLC and you're not an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur and actually running a business is a lot of work. Half these people are not entrepreneurs. They're not bosses. They're getting a check from YouTube, Instagram, and selling courses.
Right.
So we need to realize that. So what's going to help you is building up that credit. So as you're making your money, like I was telling Camille earlier, even if you take from each check, putting aside $50, right? From each check, and then eventually paying off whatever credit cards, whatever, you know, debts and things like that. So that way you're building back your personal credit. So when you do decide to, you know, get a better apartment, get a home, your credit is on point. So this is the time to work on that and not put your energy on something like an LLC. That's going to get you in more debt, and that's going to be more of a headache than you building your credit. Because what people don't understand is that right now we are going through a real big economic crisis that's going on. And it's going to be to the point where that credit score is going to be like the mark of the beast. And they're going to judge you off of your credit score. That credit score, like I was saying this 10 years ago, is going to keep you out of housing, apartments, certain areas. Everything is going to be determined by that. So that's what, as young people need to focus on, is building up that personal credit. Once you finally build up your personal credit where it's at a 750 or higher, then at that point, when you do eventually start your own business, that's what you want to do, and create your own LLC, then you start working on your business credit. And that's a whole nother can of worms. But that's what I always tell young people to work on first, is that personal credit. So that way, when you do want to get an apartment, when you do want to live in a certain area, when you do want to get a car, you get the best rates possible. So you're not in debt. You're not paying 3 times for what a car is really worth. Because if your credit is on point, you can get that car at 3% rather than 16%, and you're paying for that car 2 or 3 times over.
Right. Well, thank you so much. I know I have to get off soon, but I just wanted to say thank you, because that just answered all my questions at once. Because, you know, normally the first time I was doing all that crying, and the second time I was just rambling, but this time I really wanted to get a lot out of our conversation. Like, I think I'm coming back home because Vegas is still not as cheap as where I want to be, so I can travel. I'm coming back to Detroit, the Midwest, and I'm going back to school. I didn't know if I wanted to do it, but I'm a 4.0 student, and I just got to finish my sciences, and then I can apply for a nursing program. So I want to get back on track. And as far as these boys, listen, y'all, we need to just relax. Like, a YouTuber said this, nowadays as women, even as men, we got to sit back and think if we can really do this on our own. Because it's not even so much about somebody cheating or somebody leaving. It's not even so much about that. That person can go outside just to go buy diapers for the baby and be gone that day. So let's really just think about us and getting our life on track, so that way we can make the most out of what this life is, because we only get this one time, and God didn't put us down here to suffer and just be angry and just upset and just sad all the time. We're here to live life and make as much fun as possible, because we already know we got something greater waiting for us when we get up there. That's all I gotta say.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for calling in, sis, and good luck with everything. It was good talking to you again. All right, you guys, this has been a wonderful stream. It was really good to just catch up and talk to everyone. And I'm glad that everybody was just able to just talk and get, you know, things off their chest. So thank you guys once again for just being so open and honest with what's going on in y'all's personal lives and stuff like that. So I appreciate y'all. So we will meet again soon. Everybody have a good night, and thank y'all for calling in. I will see you guys on Discord. Bye, everyone.